This is the Barataria Preserve, Jean Lafitte National Historical Park and Preserve. There's a site downtown in the French Quarter, the French Quarter site. At Chalmette, there's a site where the Battle of New Orleans took place. In Thibodeau, there's a Wetlands Cultural Center. In Lafayette, there's a Wetlands Acadian Cultural Center also. And there's a Prairie Acadian Cultural Center in Eunice, Louisiana. And we share a site with the Chitimacha Nation for Chitimacha Indians in Sherrington, Louisiana. This is the first national park in the state. Now we have two other national parks that have been incorporated. The Jazz Historical National Park, New Orleans Jazz Park downtown in New Orleans, and also in Natchez, Louisiana, the Creole Cane River Historical Park is there. This is located at 7400 Highway 45, just south of Marrero in Crown Point, Louisiana, about 24 miles from downtown New Orleans. Well, this education center here has been open for about 3 years now, and for the most part, what we have are K through 8th grade. Those are the classes that we teach wetlands education, starting out with kindergarten. They're sort of grouped K through 3rd grade, and then 4th, 5th, and then 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So the program, for example, that we had today is called Vanishing Wetlands, and it's for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. And these programs are generally about an hour and a half, between there, hour and a half and 2 hours. So it's here to help and educate students, young students, about the wetlands, what's here in nature, the different types of habitats, so that they'll have a good foundation and base as they grow up and go throughout their lives. They'll know what the wetlands are about here in Louisiana and in other places also. So it's sort of a first-hand basis to turn them on to nature, and specifically the nature that's in this park and what's here in their own backyards. And there is a wildlife and fisheries person that teaches high school classes here also. And the facility has been used for other multiple purposes, meetings and conferences, but mostly it's here to educate the youth in this area about the wetlands that are here and what exists here. You know how when you go out in the woods in the nature and you're looking around, so you're trying to find animals, right? Signs of animals and where the animals are, but we have to be observant because this is not like a zoo. So the animals and the plants are not held captive here. It's a wilderness area, so everything here is free roaming here except for you. You're not free roaming. But what we're going to do is, when I tell you to, y'all have to get down here like I am. We're going to pick up the corners of this blanket when I tell you to, and we're going to raise it up just briefly. And I want everyone to take a close look and see what you can see. So when I say raise it up, we're going to raise it up, and when I say put it down, we're going to put it back down.
Okay, so we're going to all up.
Everybody got your,
These are
can you see
observation
right there?
skills.
I know I'm kind of big and wide, so when I tell you to raise it up, we'll raise it up and then put it back down, okay? Everyone ready?
We're ready.
All right. Don't put your hand under there. You don't know what's under there. All right, raise it up. Okay, put it down. All right.
A fake brown beetle.
Just a second. I'll call on you. What did you see? Fish. You saw a fish? How about you?
Duck, squirrel.
Okay, it's good. Just one thing.
Owl.
An owl.
Furs of animals.
Furs of an animals. So we're going to try it once more. Again, everyone look close and see what it is that you can see. This is just like being out in nature, because the first time you look, you may not notice as much as you do the second time, okay?
Okay.
All right, raise it up. Okay, put it back down. What did you see? A squirrel? Okay. What did you see?
A bug.
Say it again, a little louder.
A bug.
A bug? Okay, what kind of bug? A roach? Okay, you saw a roach. Big roach. All right. Okay. Raise it up. All right, and then I'll take it and let it go. Now let's see what you really saw. Yeah, now that we're looking here, and we can really see what's here, and y'all are pretty accurate, especially with that big cockroach. It looks just like the ones that run around the houses here in South Louisiana. So I know that's what they look like in my house. Big old cockroach.
Is that an otter?
Did anyone see this? What is this?
Painted turtle.
What kind of turtle?
A box turtle.
Box turtle. And they're running all over right outside the building here. So that's a box turtle. How about this? Anyone, if you think you know what it is, raise your hand, since there's a lot of people here. Yeah, this is otter. We have lots of otters here in the park. Lots and lots of otters. And yeah, about a 5-pound largemouth bass. And what kind of owl is that?
White snow owl. Barn owl?
It's a barn owl, that's right. Except you don't see them around here in the woods. They're all around the buildings here. So they get in buildings, not usually here, but just a little bit north of here. And this area is sort of isolated because of the wetlands, the Mississippi River, and the Barataria, Terrebonne estuary. So lots of things like that. No one mentioned this, but
I don't know.
it's an antler. And can you see that? You see all the markings on it? Do you know what that is?
Squashing from trees.
It got into
It was fighting.
Yeah, they fight, but that's not what it is. The mice that live here, we have little field mice. You know, like you eat your Flintstones vitamins? Well, they have to get a lot of calcium in their body, and they gnaw on these deer antlers to get the calcium from them. That's right. So they gnaw on those antlers to get the calcium. So they gnaw on all the deer antlers. And someone mentioned this one. And that's a mink. So lots and lots of minks here. You saw that. And someone else mentioned about all the tracks on the ground here. That's one of the other things I was telling you about. If you're out in nature, you may not see that animal, but you might hear it. Could be going. And you know it just by the call, just like you would know him if he was talking on the bus. But there are lots of tracks here also. And these tracks indicate some of the animals that have been through. And I'm going to ask you if you know some of these tracks. For example, these tracks right here. What are those?
Ducks.
Look closely, because it's not a duck.
A duck is right there.
These tracks right here. Can everyone see those? Not a raccoon, not a duck. It's an amphibian. Amphibian. No, nutria is a mammals. It's a frog. That's right. Those are frog tracks. And how about these tracks right here? Think about it. Raise your hand if you think you know what it is. That'd be a big rabbit. Not a mink. Look at the mink, the size of the mink, and look at those tracks. That's a 15-pound squirrel. Anyone else? Think about it. Not a beaver, but
A giant rat.
nope.
Squirrel.
River otter. That's the otter. While we're on the subject of wildlife, we're going to go outside and take a short walk, and I want y'all to sort of notice and observe what's around us as we walk down the trail. If you see any animals, wildlife, remember to point it out quietly so that everyone else gets a chance to see it. There's a little bit of poison ivy on the edges of the trail, so I want you to be careful of that. If you see anything, just remember, don't scream and shout. If there's a 7-foot snake that crawls by, don't start screaming and shouting snake. Just point it out quietly so that everyone else gets a chance to see it. Okay, y'all remember we're going to be pretty quiet. If you see any wasps flying around, they're here. Don't start jumping, swimming.
Don't start batting them around.
Sort of stand still and ignore them. As we're going down the trail, you're going to notice some changes in the habitat. This habitat that we're in right now is bottomland hardwood forest. In just as we go down a few feet here, we're going downhill in elevation. So you'll notice that we'll go straight from bottomland hardwood forest right to the edge of the swamps, and then we'll be on the bayou down there. So bottomland hardwood forests are areas that are periodically flooded throughout the year. Right now, usually by the time we get to summer, it's dry, but in the spring, this was all flooded here parts of the spring. So we're just gonna wait right here for a second. That's all pickerel weed that's growing here. It's a native plant. And if you saw the one with the white tail over the middle of it, it's called lizard's tail. They use that plant as a heal-all. It's a medicinal plant. You boil the root of it and get the juices of the root there. And a lot of people around here use it for stomach ache, headache, cancer, all kinds of things. Lizard's tail.